So Tracy is our champion of people development. She has worked tirelessly to put today together, and I'm very, very grateful to her. I don't do PowerPoint, so it's been great. She's a qualified chartered accountant. She says, you mustn't tell people I'm an accountant, but she is. She's a creative accountant. She has an ACMC. She is an ACMC meta coaching. She has a meta coaching qualification. She's worked in learning and development for 15 years, so she's got huge experience in this field. And she develops training, and she presents it both nationally and internationally. She works in the government sector, the private sector, business, and now the non-profit sector. So without further ado, if you could please give Tracy Bester a round of applause.
Okay, so like Karen says, I'm a chartered accountant, but with a background in learning and development. And it's been my passion to train NPOs. I've done it in entrepreneurial space and in the private sector. But before I begin to tell you about this journey, I want to tell you about one of the inspirations, which was the Quakers. And the Quakers were a small sect of society, 0.2% of the British population in the 18th and 19th century. And that sounds like a very small amount, but you'll see they've done amazing things and they're still around today. And when I look at what's happening in South Africa, it often feels like we can't make a difference. But remember that when we see these big names, those people that created Barclays Bank and Lloyd's of London started at 0.2% of the population. You read about them, they've started massive amounts of things. So they were household names because they understood social needs, they had good ethical business practices, and they collaborated. And that's what we want to do here in Ei8ht, is build those structures for NPOs. The social needs that the Quakers had were in the time that drinking was a problem, so they created drinking chocolate as an alternative. And today, hundreds of years later, we can thank them for that. Okay, as well as Quaker Oats, British Rail, you'll see many names of giants of industries come out of that 0.2% of the population. And so today, I think we'd call those Quakers social entrepreneurs, because they made profit, but they had a social interest and they looked after people in the process. And I want to take some of that mindset and some of those capabilities as we start to build the NPOs. And that is our vision, to enable NPOs to create greater impact through enhanced business structures and training. So Karen spoke about a business hub. So we're not just going to train you and leave you, we're going to start giving you bookkeeping and coaching and mentoring and create a whole foundation. This is the framework which we've identified, 7 key areas of business that any NPO or organization needs to focus on. And thanks to Simon Sinek, starting with the why in the middle, the purpose, which we know NPOs get 100% right, and then looking at the 6 supporting areas. And we've got an assessment tool to actually do a gap analysis and see where are the areas in your NPO that we need to start and create those structures. And then with this gap analysis, which we can look at the employee's perspective, the board perspective, management perspective, this then feeds into a measure of return on investment, which we can give to funders, so we can say this is where we were, this is what we've done. You yourselves know how you're progressing in the status. And then we also support, like I said, with coaching, bookkeeping. I want to tell you that these ladies and gentlemen up here, the facilitators that Karen has put together are phenomenal. And I don't use big words like excellence or masses of experience often, but that's what that we are offering here. 15, 20, 30 years of experience in their field to help you develop your NPO and build those structures to create a sustainable approach. Our presentations won't be like this. You won't have to listen to me racing down the field. They're facilitated around a learning structure. So they are interactive case studies, sharing of the experience from these experts in these fields. For any learning to be sustainable, you have to cover these 4 areas. So for example, a child never having seen fire before has an experience, touches it. Then it reflects, oh, that was hot. Abstract conceptualization, better not do that again when I see that red flickering thing. Plan, next time I'll get my brother's hand and stick it in. And so we build the skill and we develop our learning. And so that's what we plan in our 3-hour structures, to have that interactive experiential learning. But at the end of that, an application section so that we can practically implement that back into your organization and not just leave you hanging. Then 2 weeks later, we're going to follow up on that in a Zoom coaching session to make sure that you are implementing that. Okay, I also am a facilitator of 3 of the courses. One of those is finance for non-finance. Financial basics is key. If you don't understand finance, you don't understand business. People look at me at the start of this course with terror in their eyes, and by the end of it, they are ready to take on the banks. Okay. Money simply comes in a business and goes out of a business. We'll demystify the terms that accountants use so that you simply can understand what the reports are saying, understand where your money is going, and get control of your business. Hey, I made it in time. Then the second module I'm presenting is budgeting. So again, looking at money. If you don't control your money controls you. We've seen some spectacular failures of this in private, government, all kinds of sectors, where that slice of the pie is not being equally divided and much more money is going out than coming in. So I've got a 3-pronged approach in terms of conquering budgeting. The first is just to plan. So what are we budgeting, what's coming in, what's going out? Then we implement or monitor that to actuals and assess the variances so that we can gain control of our money and control of our organizations. The final workshop I present is contradictory to the last one I just told you about assets. People aren't your greatest assets, people are your only asset. It's not contradictory, it's the truth. And if we don't invest in our people, then they aren't going to be there. We've got no one to fulfill our purpose of our NPO. And so I believe that it's important that you understand yourself, and then you can better understand others and you can manage them and lead them and develop them. So that's what we'll look at that workshop, the skills that you'll need to understand yourself and to communicate and manage others. And so, in finalizing my 20 by 20, I believe that together we can be the change that we wish to see in South Africa. We can be that 0.2% of the population that leaves a legacy for generations to come if we create those structures and sustainable change and create that trust and collaboration. And my final thought is, though one may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not easily broken.
That's really true. That is